Hoosier Nation, what's up? Losing edition, unfortunately, a day late on this one. I need about 24 hours after that debacle in Iowa City last night. Indiana got whipped 85-60. And if you listen to our last edition, before we got off the air, Ben, we were a little bit nervous about that matchup in Iowa City. And unfortunately, that proved to be true. 85, I mean, that was embarrassing. Straight up, like, embarrassing. Quite frankly, you're 4 and you're uncompetitive, and we've got some stats for you on this. Unfortunately, that's just not acceptable, man. I mean, like, what in the heck happened in Iowa City last night?
Well, there wasn't enough Modelo in my beer fridge last night for what took place. I'll tell you that much. It was just ugly. Like, we started off slow, then we came back, went at like 23-22 or something, and then
23-19. They got a 4-point lead.
Yeah. And then, but when we looked at the stats together last time, and we're like, oh, they got 4 guys that shoot over 40%. We knew, I think we both knew deep down what was about to take place. And it took place. It gave me it was like the Auburn game, not quite as bad, but it was nearly similar.
Or Louisville, or Nebraska, or insert the 16. Mike Woodson's lost 31 league games in the 4 years. 16 of them have been by double figures, and 12 of them by more than 15. That's ridiculous, man. Like that. I mean, we are. I was looking at this for no reason, folks. I was looking at Mike Woodson's contract today. Just absolutely no reason. I was looking at his contract. So essentially, when we gave him that raise, we didn't extend the contract, and we'll get into the game. But I want to get this off my chest. He has a 6-year deal. We didn't give him any more years. We gave him a raise, but now we can pay him. We could spread it out over 8 years. So kudos to Mike Woodson, a brilliant move. Mike Woodson's 67, I believe. He's going to be getting paid $1 million by Indiana after we fire him in March until 2033. What are we? I mean, talk about playing chess with the IU administration with that deal. I mean, yeah, you could get it up front, and that's fine, but he's got plenty of money. That's going to allow him a nice income stream for the next decade on Indiana. So, you know what? We just have to – we got to admit we screwed this up. And I was on here, and I said if Indiana beat Penn State and USC that we were back, and I was dead wrong. This team is going nowhere. That was an atrocity. That was an embarrassment. You shouldn't even – it was an embarrassment.
Well, I'll say 3 things. Well, a couple things. Anytime you say the number, it's always different. But one is I never understood why we hired Mike Woodson because no one really wanted him. But 2 was I never really understood why we paid him so well when we weren't like fighting with anyone else to get him per se. And 3, I couldn't really figure out why we gave him a raise. We've been to the tournament once or twice, first round exit, like.
Well, I don't really like the amount doesn't bother me. I think like you have to show that you're willing to be competitive in the arms race of college basketball by paying, fair market salary for, what I would deem historically one of the top.
But where was he going to? What he didn't have any other options.
Yeah, it's almost as if they knew that this was going to happen, and this was like a favor done to Mike Woodson. Like, hey, we're going to give you 4 years, let you coach. Say you coached at Indiana, we're going to have to let you go, but we're going to give you a soft landing with $1 million or so for the next 8 years. So, because I don't see like this team isn't competitive. This is I tweeted out last night. I said Mike Woodson's tenure is going to be defined by getting his ass kicked and when he loses. Like that's just the bottom line of when this team loses under Mike Woodson more often than not against a power conference team. They get beat by double figures. And that's, you want to talk about a quad 1 on the road game. Like you literally have to have a disaster to fall in the net. And Indiana accomplished that. They dropped from 56 to 60 with that loss. I thought they'd drop more than that. But that just shows you, like, all they had to do was be competitive. Like we all knew. We just asked, don't get blown out. That was the last thing we said when we got, like, how did that happen? Like, how did that many guys not show up?
And did you see Owen Freeman called out Mackenzie Abaco after the game?
Yeah, I mean, whatever with that. Like, that's cool, man. Okay, we might see you down the road, and like, I mean, that's fine. But I mean, like, we whipped you last year, so like,
Someone needs to light a fire up his ass. I'm all for
I don't
it.
think he cares. Like, let's be honest though. Like, if it ends up lighting a fire on Mbako, fine. But I mean, honestly, like, this team plays. I mean, Mike Woodson's got the NBA background. It plays like a team that if they get punched in the mouth, it's on to the next city, going back home.
Yeah, right? But we have an Amber Alert on in Mbako in the year 2025.
Yeah, he's not playing well right now. I mean,
he
looks disengaged, slow, like he doesn't care. But I mean, a week ago, he was playing great at Penn State. So I don't know what happened this week. I'm hoping there's something. I mean, like, he didn't just forget how to play, and he's not the only one, right? I mean, there is. I mean, Omar Ballo had 4 turnovers before I could even finish my first beer.
He looked slow for some reason.
It was awful.
He looked like he was at upstairs all night or something. I don't know. He looked slow.
Well, the good news is Indiana didn't play that team anymore, and it was a bad matchup for Indiana. But at the same time, like, you can't get beat by 25. You can't get beat by 25 by anybody in your league, let alone probably the worst defensive team statistically. Although we play defense like it's 1994. We just let you shoot threes. We just hope you don't make them. See Penn State, right? And look at Penn State, we beat them and the wheels completely came off for them. They
lost by 40.
But then they had a heartbreaker against Oregon at home today. It sucked. Yeah. We needed them to win. Yeah. I mean, like, you look at the guys last night, and I mean, I don't have one guy that played that I'm like, they made no impact. Like, it was as if, like, they shouldn't have even played the game. Like, they should have just taken the 1-0 forfeit and not even gotten on the plane. So, I mean, 85-60, it could have been 40. Like, it was 13. I said, I think I also tweeted this, folks. I said, this feels like a 30-piece. Well, it's probably, I mean, it definitely should have been. If Anthony Leal doesn't hit a 3 there late, which he always seems to do that late, he makes a 25-point gap. Like, I just don't, like, we got, I mean, I think it was one of the dudes from Assembly Call, Ryan. He said, are we going to try something new? I tweeted him. I said, yeah, March 15th. As soon as that buzzer sounds, the Big Ten tournament, Mike Woodson's getting fired into the sun. Right? I mean, this doesn't end any other way. I mean, like, this team's not any good. Like, yeah, you could say they're 13-4. Talk to me in a month. They might lose 9 straight. Look at the schedule. I mean, there's no gimmies in the Big Ten except when you're Iowa. Iowa got beat by 31 by Wisconsin. And they beat us by 25. Now, I mean, you look at what Purdue beat Nebraska by 36. Like, I don't know what's going on. But it just seems like the best teams in college basketball, they don't quit. Like, this team, if they get punched in the mouth, they're done. They're done. It's like an NBA game. Like, you watch an NBA game, and if it gets out of hand, hey, pull the guys, put the knee ice on the knees, put the air casts on, get the treatment going. It's over. Well, you got 82 games. We don't have 82 games. We have 31. And Indiana's 13 and 5 now? Right?
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out something.
I'm looking at the stats here. I mean, I'm thinking that the Basketball Reference here is incorrect.
So sure, there's only been
13-4.
There's only been one team to score less points versus Iowa this year, and it was Ryder. Everyone else has scored way more.
I mean, 60. We were lucky to score 60.
Everyone else has scored way more points versus them.
And you bet, everybody listening to this, you better thank your lucky stars we didn't record this last night at 10:05. It would have been way worse. It would have, I've had a day. I mean, Ben's Eagles won. A big playoff game. Watched the Steelers get their ass whipped last night. So, I mean, hey, it could be worse, and that's why we waited. I think it was the right decision. But yeah, Indiana's 13-4. I can't even believe that. I mean, like we talked about the game, but like literally, we played defense that was created 30 years ago. And if like it's just open shooters or we're scrambling, looking to find, like it just doesn't matter. Like I don't understand. But you got Illinois at Ohio State, at Northwestern, Maryland, at Purdue, at Wisconsin, Michigan, at Michigan State, UCLA, Purdue. Before Penn State, that's 10 in a row that you could definitely lose any of those. Before Penn State comes to Assembly Hall, then you had the West Coast. Take this team on the West Coast first week of March.
And just leave them there.
Yeah, that's a zinger. Zing. That's a good one. Yeah, maybe just leave them out there. Because, yeah, some guys might not make it back from that trip to the Pacific Northwest in late March.
Or a couple guys might get hurt. We love having guys get hurt when they're not even playing.
Yeah, there'll be some business. There's gonna be some business decisions being made come March. You best damn believe. Unfortunately for us, I don't think we have any NBA players on this roster right now. At least nobody that's gonna be a first round pick. Certainly, I mean, Mbako has potential, but he doesn't care. So why should we? But yeah, you look at us. I mean, hey, Indiana's got. I mean, Illinois lost at home to USC. I mean, I guess if you've learned anything over the weekend, you got to bring it every day in this league. I mean, like Illinois didn't have their point guard, but you know what? I bet you somebody's got. I mean, does Malik Renew play a game again this year? I'm saying no.
He looked like he was walking just fine to me. I mean, I don't know. I
mean, Ja'Kai Newton looked like he was fine for 18 months and never played. Now maybe he just wasn't any good.
I saw him at warming up at the Auburn game. He looked just fine, and they said he was injured. So,
yeah. I mean, Indiana, it'll be a lower body injury before. I mean, the ground will be thawed before he plays again. But I mean, I don't think any Indiana basketball fans are very, very educated. They're smart fans. Like they might be crazy, they might be a little unhinged, but I think with Woodson, like we've got this one pretty square. Like this ain't working. It's like he gets 4 years, and I hate this to be like a just rehash, but when these types of performances, it's just. Like, it's not a narrative. We're not trying to paint it in some light. Like, there's enough data here that says it's time to move on. Now, are you going to fire him in, late January? No. You're going to, you have more respect. He's not going to change anything. I mean, if you were going to do that, you would have done that a month ago. But, like it's January 12th.
I think we should give him another raise. Why not?
I mean, sure. I mean, I don't, because it's not my money. I don't care. Like, yeah, I mean, if he can get it, but like, he cannot actually, like, when they asked him about what happened last night, he was like, well, we've been playing some good basketball. You didn't play good basketball tonight, Mike. So let's talk about the press. Like we can't just hang our hat on the last 5 where we beat 2 cream puffs and beat 3 bad Big Ten teams. Like, you beat Rutgers, Penn State, and, USC. I mean, those teams aren't going anywhere. I mean, yes, I'm glad you beat them, but, like, you want to be, you're jumbo shrimp. You're the best of the worst, I guess. Ant Wright says we're in tier 4, and there's 6 tiers in the Big Ten. So what's that put us? In 10, 11, 12 range? Big Ten tournaments in Indianapolis this year, and I was wanting to go. I'm sure as hell glad I didn't buy tickets for that. But like, what does Indiana go from here? They got Illinois in 48 hours, less there.
I mean, we got to get the ball to Ballo. He's got to be faster with it. We got to move the ball around. We got to make some shots. We got to. I mean, the sad thing is, who played the best game in Iowa might have been Hatton.
Oh, jeez. What? Hatton's the kind of guy that would go to Iowa and just beat the crap out of us if he played us like he would.
Hey, He played decent that game.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Like, I was not running out top tier athletes here.
But hey, they are rolling out shooters, and we suck versus shooters.
Yeah.
Let's just call it spade.
Like if we don't play them again. I mean, Fran McCaffrey's probably not really happy about that because he's got to see Mike Woodson coming. He's just like, hell yeah, foaming at the mouth. Like he could score 100 if he wanted to. Where do they go from here?
I mean, I don't know what you do. Just
Tuesday night on Peacock, for crying out loud. Jeez.
I mean, hey, unfortunately, they had a formula that worked pretty well. You double Bello hard right away, and then he turns the ball over 4 times. So we got to work on that.
Well, like you just gotta the scouting report on Indiana is just be tougher than them, which is easy. And like the only way Indiana wins is if the other team doesn't make shots.
And our new best play, the only way we can make a 3-pointer is if somehow we get someone in the corner and the guy drives baseline and hits him with a bounce pass. We can hit that shot. That's the only 3-pointer we can hit.
Well, I don't think you can, if you're Scott Dolson, the athletic director at Indiana, can sit here. Like, how many people emailed him last night, half drunk on a Saturday night, 10:30, just, going scorched earth? I'm sure hundreds. Yeah, Scott read mine. He did read mine. He did.
Did you email
I
him?
emailed him with Archie Miller. I did not say, hey, do this and then hire this guy, though. Now, in Indiana fans' defense, everybody wanted this to work. Like everybody did. But,
But we all knew deep down it wasn't. Let's just be honest.
Knew it wasn't going to work. And, fool me once. Okay. Fool me 16 times. 16 of the 31 you're not even competitive in. That's ridiculous. That's just conference games, folks. We're not talking about when we've gotten our doors blown off by the Kansases and the Auburns of the world. That's conference play. And we've got another 14 to go. So okay. We got another 14 league games to go. Indiana's 4-2 in the Big Ten. I forgot to say that. Somehow. 4-2 in the Big Ten. How many more out of the 14 are by double figures that lose?
6.
6? I figured that's a low number for you. Okay, 6. All right. So let's say that's 6. Let's put some 4 and 8. How many more do they win?
No. I said 6 that they lose by double digits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's at least 6 losses.
Yep.
We're saying. Okay. And let's say they win 6 more. Gives them 10 Big Ten wins. I think they can probably get to that. They'll pull a few out of their ass. There will be one where you're like, how the hell did we win that damn game? There will be one. And there will be way more of what we saw last night. So let's say Indiana's 10-10, Big Ten 19-12. I think that's probably what they're expected to go in KenPom. Actually, KenPom probably changed the stats after that performance last night. Let's say, so that's 19-12. That's not going to get you in. So Indiana's probably, maybe getting the NIT bid. You're not going to accept it. Most people don't go anymore. So, is that, that's it, right?
I mean, I would think so. But, if we're going to fire him and we're going to hire, some other Indiana alumni joker, then let's just keep him. Because I don't want to do that again. I want some guy that's got dirt on their hands. This. I want a slick back SEC coach. I want somebody that gets dirty. I'm ready to win, sure.
Well, they're not. If they fire Mike Woodson, that's their data point to say, hey, we're never hiring an alumni ever again, unless, Dusty Mays.
Some old
Dusty Mays, an alumni who we're not hiring a former player. Let's say that, because there's some IU alumni that are, decent coaches that are out there. A few, right? I mean, Dusty May is having an incredible year at Michigan.
Why would he leave Michigan?
I'm not saying he would,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, like, I mean, in today's college athletics, anything's possible. He could say, hell yeah, I'm on first thing smoking. And he may have told Michigan that. Hey, I'm having a great thing here at Michigan, but if Indiana ever offers, I'm retiring there. And I'm not saying that should be the first call, last call, but, like, you can't. If you're Mike Woodson, like, I honestly would not be surprised if he quit. If we woke up tomorrow and he said, yeah, they call a press conference, yeah, I can't play the long ball anymore. I can't play today's game. I'm dead serious.
I don't think he's going to quit in the middle.
I would be surprised, not shocked.
He's not a quitter. He's not going to quit in the middle of the season.
He's not. His team is.
Well, yeah, he's not.
I mean, they don't. I mean, they quit. They quit yesterday, and every time when you get beat that bad and you have that much talent, you quit.
I quit yesterday.
Let's get on the plane.
With 10 minutes. With 10 minutes left, I quit drinking my Modelo and I said, screw this, and I went to bed. I couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah, I fell asleep on the couch watching Seinfeld. So there you go. That's how your Saturday night ends up. This is midlife, folks. But whatever. As an Indiana basketball fan, and I mean, I needed to get a few laughs in before bed. But yeah, I mean, Indiana now they go and play Illinois. Who Illinois is coming off. It's at home, but they're coming off getting punched in the mouth by USC. They're
hey, that guard USC's got a player too. I don't know if you saw his
came
stats.
from Xavier.
Yeah, he's a player.
Yeah, I mean, you got to say now that guy played at Xavier and USC and next school like that. We got to remember they got like 3 Letterman's jackets hanging in their closet. So yeah, I mean, so I mean, you got to expect Illinois is gonna be mad. I don't know what the status is of their point guard. I don't know his name. It's Runas Yasikavich. Let's just say it looks something like that. No offense to him personally. I just don't know his name off the top of my head. He did not play, but he's their best player, I think. And he didn't play. I don't know what his status is for Tuesday, but honestly, like, does it matter? Like I hate going into every game thinking, man, if we could just keep it within 8 at Iowa, I'm fine with that. What is that? That is that. You know what? Quite frankly, that's 30 years roughly of emotional abuse from Indiana athletics. They put us through the ringer for, our entire adult lives. They gave us a little carrot with football, but I don't know. I mean, there's got to be tough conversation. I'm saying it right now, though. That is my prediction, bold prediction for the year. Mike Woodson doesn't finish the year, and it's on his own terms. This goes off the rails, and he just resigns and says he wants to spend more time with family. Wouldn't that just put the cherry on the damn sundae for this one? But I'm sure, actually, I take that back. I take it back because he won't get paid if he does that.
Sure, we can't get that lucky.
Nah, he won't get paid if he does that. I'm wrong.
But
though there could be like a backdoor deal of like, hey, you just go away now so we can maybe still make the tournament. Because could you imagine? Okay, and then I'll let you say what you're about to say. Go ahead. You say it first, and then I want to say I'm gonna keep my mind.
No, I want to talk about this Kasparas Giakakis. The guy's a superstar, 16.4, 5.4 assists, and he shoots 41% from 3.
Yeah, he's gonna kill us.
If
he plays. He didn't play Saturday.
Dude, what's up with all their foreign players? They got that in the center, and then they got.
Have you watched basketball? All the best players in the NBA are from Europe.
Well, I know somebody that doesn't have anyone from Europe. Maybe that's what we're doing wrong.
Well, we did have a guy on campus from Europe, shooter. Yeah. He had braces, a whole 9 yards. I don't know, whatever. But no, could you imagine? Okay, you woke up tomorrow and they said, Mike Woodson's resigned at Indiana University.
I can't imagine that, sure.
Immediately, and they said Calvert Chaney's been made the interim head coach. People would be lining up out the door onto 17th Street to get into the stadium Tuesday night. And that's the truth. You'd immediately overnight have energy. Still have the same shit team, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say Calvert Chaney maybe has some, or whoever you. I would do Calvert just for the straight, like, they're probably not going to give him the gig full time, but let him do it. You would have like 2 months of just people just excited.
Can you imagine if Tom Crean would have had Mike Woodson's inbound plays?
Tom Crean's inbound plays were not good, but Mike Woodson, he does run a good after time out.
What I'm saying is that Tom Crean sucked at two things into Tom Crean's career. One, he couldn't solve a 2-3 zone to save his life. Two, his inbound plays were drawn up like a kindergartner.
I think he got a little narcissistic. I think that's what cost him his job. But yeah, and from the X's and O's side, yeah. What would you do? We're going to end it on this because this might take a few minutes to answer. What would you do if they brought Crean back?
I'd be happy.
Yeah, we can't do that. We can't do that.
Hey,
I mean, people are going back to where they used to come. I mean, it's happening. They've come home.
I told you, I want
coming home. It's all about.
I want an SEC coach with dirty hands. I'm saying that for 10 years.
Sure Crean has dirty hands.
Hey, I want to mention something real quick. Have you noticed how bad the ACC is now and how great the SEC is? ACC only has one ranked team in the whole conference. Dude, that's it.
The ACC? That's not good.
One ranked team in the whole conference.
I mean,
Duke's got a cakewalk. They play no one.
Yeah. I mean, it's college athletics now. I mean, there's a lot of parity. I mean, that's the thing. Indiana has such a competitive advantage financially in the current landscape, but their coach, like, he can't do it. He just can't. Like, he just is not capable of putting a quality product on the floor. You can't tell me if you gave the clipboard to somebody else tomorrow, they would immediately be better. You can't tell me that they wouldn't. You cannot tell me that this roster is not talented enough to make the tournament.
How many ranked teams do you think are in the SEC?
SEC, 8.
8.
Yeah.
There's only 25 ranked teams.
Look at me knowing college basketball. 8, yeah, 8. Yeah, that sounds right.
Have you watched Have you watched an SEC basketball game this year?
Yeah.
With two good teams?
Which, oddly enough, we beat Tennessee in the scrimmage on TV. I did see that. I don't know where that team is. But I don't want to hear injuries. I don't want to hear.
But
Newton, those guys can't get in the Cowboy movie.
They get in your ass on defense. We don't get in no one's ass.
No. No, we don't. And no, I mean, there's no, I guess it's not any real like pride. Hey, I promise you this, Tuesday night, Mbako hits his first shot. I mean, he'll be all in. He misses it. See ya. Here be another 2 for 8, 4 points, and 18 minutes played, and just doesn't give a rat's ass. I mean, like he doesn't care. And then, quite frankly, if the coach, every time you ask him any tough question, he just said, "Well, did you see what we did?" It's like he deflect. Well, what about it's a what aboutism? Well, what about this? You run out of that, dude. Like you want to be compared to beating Penn State and Rutgers and USC? Like that's who you are. Is Indiana's program any better than those three? Basketball?
Better than who?
Penn State, Rutgers, and USC.
I mean, I guess.
How? I mean, I think they're even level.
Oh.
Like if you take the last decade of those 4 programs, probably the same amount of success. USC, I know, went to like an Elite 8. Penn State's had a couple good teams. Rutgers has had, I would say it's probably pretty even. Isn't that sad? That's a joke.
Well,
and that's not just Mike Woodson. That's Archie Miller, and that's the end of Cream. Like, since Zeller and Oladipo and them, it's been bad. Since Yogi left, it's been bad.
Do you know what blows my mind, Sharon?
What?
The Michigan State Spartans. They have a real coach, right? Like a real legendary coach. Guess how many players on their team average double digits?
2?
One.
Well,
I
mean, I think he's about done with college basketball, to be completely honest with you. He'll be the next one to retire. He's getting up in there. He's getting long in the tooth.
But have you ever seen a team with one double-digit scorer?
If Baco keeps it up, it might be us. If Renew's hurt, then it might be us. I mean, yeah, Indiana could be that team. They could have a team where if Mbako should be averaging 18 points a game. With his size and ability to hit free throws and ability to shoot when he's in rhythm, like stop taking bad shots. That's why you don't make them.
He never gets to the free throw line.
I mean, he's a 90. Him and Miles Rice should be driving the ball to try to get contact, as much as they can. They're 90% free throw shooters. That's not as much his game, but he should use that. Like, that's another 4 or 5 points a night. There you go. You can get from the foul line. Rice for sure. And, honestly, we're running long here. I could go for hours on this team, but Carlisle actually didn't play too terrible last night. When everybody else was playing bad, he actually wasn't too bad. He had a couple shots.
He was 4 of 14.
I know he hit a couple shots. I didn't say he didn't shoot a lot. I mean, you got to shoot it. I don't mind it. Somebody's got to shoot it. He took 14. Jesus Christ. What is this team, dude? What a joke. I mean, Mike, if you came back from the moon, you're like, Indiana's 13-4, 4-2 in the Big Ten. And you watch this show, you'd say these two are lunatics based on paper. And then you come home and you watch your first game back, you watch Illinois. But we're going to make you rewatch we're going to actually make you rewatch the Iowa game. And then we're going to ask you and you'll say, how the hell is this team 13-4 and 4-2 in the Big Ten? Well, I'm afraid, folks, I'll leave you with this, Ben. I'm afraid come Valentine's Day, this team might be like 2 more wins, maybe 2. Yeah.
For $100, would you rewatch the Iowa game from start to finish? Where you could miss 1 minute.
I would not. No, not worth $100. I wouldn't do it for $200. $250. I'm considering it. What type of what can I imbibe on? Is it alcohol? Is it something stronger than that? I might need something like that. So, but be that as it may, we will live to fight another day. 48 hours from now, we're going to be talking about another game. Hopefully a win. Hopefully Indiana flushes this and they can come Tuesday night. Are the students back in session yet? Please.
I hope so.
I mean, I can't watch another game of that atmosphere down there where there's no students. It's bad.
You mean with all the old folks?
Well, I mean, you're looking at 2 of them right here. So, I mean, they do what they can, but I mean, it's 12,000 people there. I mean, now granted, the tickets are sold, but there's nobody there.
Would you pay to go watch that team?
If I lived in Bloomington and I could take my 6-year-old son to an IU game for cheap, I would, but it's only because of him. That would be the only reason.
What if you just went to the Iowa game? Would you go to the next game?
I mean, he wouldn't want to go. He'd be like, I don't think I want to,
Dad,
all right,
Dad, it's too painful.
Yes, it is too painful. I mean, don't live that life. But we'll see. So Tuesday night, Indiana on Peacock against Illinois. Got to get a win if you want to salvage anything. So we'll talk to you in 48 hours, folks. Later.